quick disclaimer before we get started. Anything I say here today, don't take it too serious. Just my opinion, alright? I don't really know. I'm just doing my research like anybody else. Alright, let's get back into it.
Yo, we back. And this one right here was requested. You know what I mean? Somebody put me up on game. The Big Hazard in Boyle Heights in Los Angeles. Let's get into their story, man. The Big Hazard, also known as Hazard Grande, is a Hispanic American street gang originating in Boyle Heights, a neighborhood in the city of Los Angeles. They dominated the Ramona Gardens housing project since the 1940s, which was originally built during World War II. The Ramona Gardens were predominantly a Mexican-American project with a handful of black families, which caused racial tension. The Big Hazard allegedly originated as a clique of White Fence, one of the oldest street gangs in East Los Angeles. In 1972, artist Willie Herron, who became popular after painting a mural, The Wall That Cracked Open, which was inspired by his younger brother, who was stabbed and beaten by members of the Big Hazard. They are known for their brutal shootouts and attempted murders on local law enforcement, which intensified after the death of Mauricio, a well-known member of the Big Hazard who went into cardiac arrest while being detained in a holding cell at the Hollenbeck police station in 2007. Eyewitnesses allege Mauricio was severely beaten after being handcuffed with batons by Los Angeles police officers. The Hazard gang is known for their deep-rooted connections to the Mexican mafia, dating back to the 1950s. Robert Salas, better known on the streets of Boyle Heights as Robot, was considered a godfather of the Hazard gang and an active member of the Mexican mafia. However, in 2004, Robert Salas died on December 4th, 2004. Adolf, better known on the streets as Champ, who was also affiliated with Big Hazard and a shot caller for the Mexican mafia. However, members of the Big Hazard have been murdered by gunfire by the Mexican mafia, such as Manuel Rocky Luna and Ricardo Rascal Gonzalez, as well as Charlie Brown. David Smallone, a known member of the Hazard gang who graduated to the Mexican mafia. David was known for regulating the Ramona Gardens projects and carrying out hits on behalf of the Mexican mafia. 12 members of the Mexican mafia were arrested, including David, who was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. In 1994, a documentary based on the lives of cast members from the American Me film affiliated the Big Hazard. The documentary also featured members of the Michigan Chicano Force, a rival Latino street gang located in Boyle Heights. Rocky and 49-year-old Anna, a counselor with the Community Youth Gang Services who grew up in the Ramona Garden housing projects, were advisors to Edward during the film of American Me. However, on May 12, 1992, Anna was found dead in her driveway of her home, shot multiple times execution style. Now, if y'all know the movie American Me, there was a lot of backlash at the time. They didn't like how they were shown in the movie about their culture, about their gang. They didn't like how the depiction of them was portrayed in the movie. They felt like it wasn't accurate. So they were raging war against everybody that was involved with the movie at the time. 30-year-old Jose, an active member of the Eastside Hazard gang, was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Anna. The death was a devastating blow to the Latino community, especially members of the Ramona Gardens. She was gunned down a month before her 50th birthday. Also, at the time, she was going to attend her mother's funeral. So they pretty much killed her on her way to her mother's funeral. Now, that's just cruel, bro. Crazy. The Big Hazard and the Mexican Chicano Force shared truce during the 1990s for the film American Me. Anna was responsible for breaking the truce between the two feuding gangs as well as several other gangs in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. They mostly feud with Latino gangs in East Los Angeles and Boyle Heights as well as Terrace City, such as the Avenues, 38th Street Gang, Barrio Nuevo, Estrada, the Grady Lomo 13s, and the Crazy Ass Mexicans. A leader of the Latino street gang was sentenced to 16 years in prison for a 2014 firebombing to scare black families out of the housing projects. Carlos Hernandez admitted that he orchestrated the midnight assault on black families living in Ramona Gardens, mainly a Latino public housing complex in Boyle Heights. Hernandez and several other members of the Big Hazard gang smashed windows and tossed Molotov cocktails into 4 apartments where most of the residents, including 10 children, were sleeping. Hernandez pleaded guilty to 5 federal crimes in 2019. The sentencing of Hernandez brings to a close one of the most significant hate crime prosecutions in the recent years by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles. The 7 other participants in the firebombing also pleaded guilty to federal hate crimes and related offenses. Now, just to let you know, the housing projects is predominantly Hispanic. And there were a few black people living there, and I guess they wanted them out. It's a racial war, just like in the state prisons. Blacks and Mexicans, for some reason don't get along, even though we come from the same background as far as poverty areas. They just don't get along. So they dominated, they imposed their will, and terrorized the black families in that area just to get them out of there. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this game, man. This game is very serious, active and very dangerous. On a danger scale, I'll give them a 10 out of 10, only because they don't really trip. I mean, I wouldn't say they wouldn't trip, but their main thing is race war, you know what I'm saying? So that's way bigger than street gang beefs to me. Like, it's a race war, so that can boil over to all the Mexicans in the world going against all the blacks or all the whites or whoever. Like, so that's 10 times more dangerous than my gang don't like your gang type of deal. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. And also, if y'all got new information, y'all update me in the comments as well. I mean, I like to learn new things. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe for new content. And make sure y'all tell a friend and subscribe as well. Let's get this page going and get to where it needs to be.